Oh, look at that rust in there. Oh, this one's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. Okay, well, let's see what we can do with this one. Yay. That's what we pulled out of this side. Well, pins move good. Hello and welcome back to Charlie's House Call Auto Repair. Today we've got a 2018 Jeep Wrangler Sport S Unlimited. We're going to be replacing the front brake pads and rotors on this Jeep today. First thing we want to do is get the lug nuts loosened up. We'll do this on both sides. Get the jack under, get it up on the jack stands. Same on the other side. Very stuck. Alright, not gonna move. I had to do the same thing on the other side earlier. So don't let it kid you that it came off so easy. This one here is coming off the same way the other one did. That's how you get one of these babies off when it's stuck. Now when you go to order your brakes for your Jeep Wrangler, make sure you know the diameter of your rotor. I'm lacking a measuring means at the moment, but I believe that we have 330 millimeter rotors. They also make 342, 328, and then they make some smaller ones for the two-door version. So be very careful about what size you're getting. And it's a T30 Torx right here. I've already snapped this one off trying to get it out, so we're gonna brand new one. Gonna try it again. This time I'm going to use the impact and probably also the torch. Yeah, that doesn't want to budge, so I'm going to heat the bolt up with the torch. It's probably got red Loctite on it. Still doesn't want to budge. This is exactly how I broke it the last time. I'm not going to go breaking off my only one left. There we go. That's a pretty hefty bolt. And again, same thing on the other side. Well, the owner's not here, so I don't have the keys to turn the wheel. So we're gonna take the caliper off first. It's 13 millimeter. Make sure you grab a hook, put your caliper up on. Now we're going to need a clamp to push this back just a hair. This is probably going to go all the way. Yep. And just enough to get the tension off the brake pads. Yeah, that also verifies that both of the pistons are moving nice and easily, so we're not going to have any caliper issues. Now let's get these bolts the rest of the way out. Set them aside nice and safe. Go ahead and lift your caliper off. Oh, take note. We have a ripped boot. So this will be a caliper replacement in the very near future. These have phenolic pistons in them. to let the owner know that he needs a new caliper. But we will proceed as usual. Hang it up out of the way. Brake pads, the outboard moves, the inboard does not. Well, before we get any further into that side, let's find out what this caliper is looking like also. Okay, this one's a little stiffer. Okay, this is the top piston's not sticking, but the bottom one is. And we might need two calipers. Oh yeah, that bottom one is sticking big time. Okay, so let's get this off and do a visual inspection on it. Let's see, this one here doesn't look like it has any damage, so we'll try pushing this piston back a little bit more, see what happens. Let's grab an old brake pad. Oh yeah, they're both nice and stuck. If you guys want one of these tools, keep watching my videos. Pretty soon, I'm going to be giving one of these brand new away. Continental 48 states. Just put in a comment on the appropriate video when I announce it, and we're getting close. We push the pistons all the way back in. These are going back in without too much effort, so I think we're going to be okay on this caliper. We're not going to have to worry about it. Now let's go over and do the same thing on the other side. It's hung in the wrong direction. Let's see, I'll turn it, I'll put it this way so you guys can see what I'm doing. This isn't going to work so easy. Will it reach? No, it will not. Okay, you guys are just going to have to trust me on this. Come on, stop wandering around. There we go. Put this tool in here like so. Collapse it a little bit first. Put it in. Ow! Put it in here. Don't get bit by it. And torn piston and all. Probably see them going in. Now be particularly careful of the boots when they're not damaged like this, so that you don't end up with damage like this. Right, they're all the way down in. Yep. Alright. Now let's get to taking the brackets off. Now using a 21mm and a breaker bar, six-point sockets. You gotta find that right spot for them. Alright, now I'll use the impact to smooth the rest of the way out. Down with the other bolts. Yes, the brakes are very stuck in the bracket. But we will show you how to prevent that from happening and show you why this should never happen. And rotor. And I don't know if you guys heard that or not. That's the universal. On the outside is dry. It's also failed on the other side, so it also needs universals. These are in constant drive with the wheel, so when you're driving down the road, you're going to hear it clunk, 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 clunk. That's coming from this. Now, we don't need to worry about these rotors because we're scrapping them, so I'm going to knock them off the easy way. Time to grab the BFH. Well, think that's going to make some noise? Oh yeah. Be very careful, these edges will be very, very sharp and you can easily get cut on them. Alright, and we have the rotor off. I picked up this little guy right here. Picked it up on Amazon. I saw this on Eric O's channel, South Main Auto. And I said, this thing is nifty. I like this. So I went and bought myself one. It's called the Hub Buddy. I'll show you how this little guy works. I like this thing. The whole idea is it cleans up all the way around the studs. I'll get you in here for a close-up. And it gives these right in here a nice little shine, a little polish. Now we're going to use it to go the rest of the way around this and clean it up. And it cleans it up nicely. Now you can put the new rotor on it. Now, being that I've already had problems with sizes, let's make sure that they are the same. They are same thick and same hat height, so we're good. Let's go ahead and put some fluid film on here, get the rotor cleaned up and put on. Now, the weather's getting a little threatening, but apparently not to those guys. If I can find them here. one right, there we go. Let's see if I can get you stable here. It doesn't want to stay focused on the little dude. Hang gliders, crazy weather. There's two of them up there. That one, and then there's, where is it? It's there. I know it is. There it is. Yeah. Okay, well, back to the task at hand. The hole's right there in the bottom. Let's go ahead and get this back in place. And just to make sure it's good and tight like it was, and put the rotor on the other side, do the same thing. Fuzzies off of it. Set that back down there for a moment. Fluid film the hub first. Right around the middle. The rest of this rotor wiped off again. Now, where's that little screw hole? Down here, facing towards me. Right here. Let's get that one situated. The little locking screw. There it is. And again, we had to chisel this one out, so we're going to file that one down flat too. Everything else good. Now let's start getting these caliper brackets reconditioned. Boy, these are going to be fun. Alright. These brake pads are super stuck. And, well, that's because this is a New England salt belt thing where this happens. So, we're going to knock the pads inward take note if there's any squealers, wear indicators on these. In this case, I don't see anything that even resembles a wear indicator. The only thing I see is very stuck brake pads. Something interesting going on here. So these hook the brake pads and pull them back out. Spring action right there. Of course we broke it, but yeah, little springs to pull them back. So maybe we can knock this one out. Yep. I can get one of these out of here for you. Ow! Yeah, you gotta be careful. These things are sharp. See all that rust underneath there? That squeezes these clips so hard that these edges squeeze the ear of the brake pad and it won't allow it to move. So we have to clean all of this up, and then we're going to put a sealer on top of it before we put the new hardware in. We're also going to free up this stuck pin. That one's okay. This one here is frozen. So we've got a project. Another thing to be especially careful of, whether or not you got brakes that came with hardware. In this case, we have our bag of hardware clips, and they match what we currently have. And we have 4 individually wrapped brake pads. Unwrap all of these and take note of things like squealers. Squealer. Squealer. Let's go ahead and get these cleaned up in here now so that these can slide in and out of here almost like there was no clip in here at all. And we got 2 for each side. So there'll be opposites like this. So we got 2 for this side, 2 for the other side. There is no difference in the curves on the bottom or the top, so there's no inboard or outboard difference. Always be really vigilant of those things. Sometimes there'll be little dimples on the brake pad. You've got to be mindful of this stuff. So I'll get one set of pads over there and link into the hardware bag. This right here is the hardest part of the entire job, is getting this caliper bracket cleaned and as much rust scale removed as possible with as little metal removal as possible. You don't want to have your brake pads so loose they start flopping around. But this is the most time-consuming part of the entire process, is making sure that these grooves are clean. Now, idealistically, you'd want to use a sandblaster on this, but portable applications, mobile applications, don't exactly have a sandblaster handy. Now, we'll clean this up some more and we'll be right back. We're going to have to try to get some penetrating oil down inside this thing. Oh, look at that rust in there. Oh, this one's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. Okay, well, let's see what we can do with this one. There's got a ways it can go in, so. It looks like it went down a little bit. Let's see if we can get it to start getting it to move. All right, we have movement. Yep, more lube. More lube down in there. Now, I'm going to try something a little bit different than what I normally do. Which is actually right at the moment probably not going to work. So we'll wait a few minutes. Wow. That's a stock. The hardest part now is going to get this pin out. I win, and I got it out with the rubber piece intact. Yay! Alright, now we get to clean this up. Mini machine shop. Mini lathe. Come on, mini lathe. Mini lathe. High speed. File. And go. Sharp edges off of it. And we'll clean up down here at the bottom where, see, it's been a little bit of a problem. Now I'm not going flat across, I'm kind of rotating so that we don't flat spot any of the metal. Alright, I don't have any severe pitting. So I don't see any issues with the pin. This is why a brake job is not as easy as just slapping on pads and calling it a day, because this is never going to work. Sharp burrs off of here somebody could get cut on, including me. Alright. Now, we need to clean this out. Break out the gun cleaning brush and the brake cleaner. What do I tell you all the time? Don't aim it towards yourself. Let's rinse it out. Ugh. Now, if all is done well, this will go just the way she likes it. So that one's all set, that one's all freed up. Now let's get some white lithium, or the silicone grease. Get this one off of here. Oh, there's a little rust up in here too. Yeah, a little rust up in there too, but that's not as bad. Mini machine shop. Oh, that one's got a rubber piece on it too. That's unusual. I'm not used to seeing rubbers on both. Yeah, this is very unusual to have it on both. Maybe not need mini machine shop. Yeah, we'll do mini machine shop. It does better work. Very light pressure. That's what it looks like. Alright, and we'll clean that side out as well. Yuck. done with this side. Alright, now that we've got everything all cleaned up and freed up, let's get these slide pins lubricated. I like to get it all over the boot too, so that the boot doesn't dry out, and then let moisture in. It also lets me take a really good gander at the condition of the boot. And yes, this makes your fingers really gross and disgusting, but I could probably use a little bit more down in there. Maybe. Well, I got that vacuum seal going on all right. There we go. Yeah, just a little bit more. Not a lot. There's that wrinkle. And same thing on this one. A little bit on the outside. Wrinkle. Pin goes all the way down. Pin goes all the way down, so we're not going to get hydro stuck. New word, hydro stuck. And let's get some anti-seize on this so we can put our clips in. Alright. It's just aluminum anti-seize. Stuff that's not going to melt under heat, dissolve in water or salt. It's not critical that it's anti-seize, but it has to be something that's not going to dissolve in the water or salt. Coat this metal really good. Spray paint probably would work, but I think spray paint is probably just a little bit too much to try to accomplish. Just make sure you get all the surfaces in here good. Don't get any on the inside. I'll wipe that off right there. But because you don't want to get this on the rotor. You don't want your rotor to be anti-seized. It's not going to seize, but you do want it to be able to stop. And just all the surfaces where the clips are going to come in contact with. But the most important ones are the ones on the inside right here. These are where it's the most important. Wipe the excess off on the inside. Try not to get it on your fingers because this stuff gets everywhere. Now let's break out the brand new brake pads and clips. 4 clips on each. So you got 4 clips for this side, 4 clips for the other side. They will be in pairs. You'll have a top and a bottom and an in and an out. See, like these two were opposites. These two were opposites, so that's one bracket. And let's get these installed. Now remember, these little tabs right here are what your brake pads are going to be sitting in, and it pulls them. So this has to face in towards your center where your rotor goes. So the little springs face out. springy metal part faces towards the back of the clip. And it should snap all the way down in, flat like that. And then this part right here is just the springy to keep your brake pad from rattling. Again, same thing, other side. Got the little tabs that'll help locate everything. You hear that click? There you go, Ray. Caliper bracket hardware click. Alright, all the hardware is in place. Everything is lubed. Looks crooked. I don't know why it looks crooked, but let's take the brake pads and put them in now. Now this sits on the bracket this way. Leading edge is the bottom. Squealer at the bottom. Roll these in. There we go. Roll them in just like that. If you have to fight with them to get them in, means you need to take these back apart, and you need to take these hardware clips out, and you need to remove more rust from underneath them. As long as everything moves, whoops, not so easily that it falls out on you though. But once everything is in and does what it's supposed to do, and you can go ahead and take your assembly, set it over your rotor. And we're going to grab the big thick bolts. I'm only going to put one in for the moment. If I can find a hole for it. Alright. Now, blue thread locker. Where did I hide my blue thread locker? I could have sworn I brought it over here. Alright. Back when I find my blue thread locker. Didn't have to go far. It was on the other side. One drop on the bolt, right where the rusty part of the thread is. One big drop like that. And what that'll do is it'll run around the rust. It'll stop rust, and it'll keep your bolt from working itself back out on you. Get that started. Now take the other one back out, and again, same thing. Drop on there, and get that threaded back in. Put your cap back on so it doesn't dry out on you. And we'll go get the breaker bar with a 21mm socket on it and tighten these down. Tighten these up evenly, and then torque them to specifications. Click. Click. Now we can put the caliper back on, and we're going to put blue thread locker on both of these little bolts also. Back on. Off the hook, bring the caliper down and set her in place. Almost. Now these pistons have got to go back in just a bit more. Just a bit more. Pistons might have gotten pushed out while I was pushing the other ones in. Yeah, that's all the way down. Now, make sure she fits. Also make sure that you don't have any twist in your hose. Everything fits on here nice and easy. Just to potentially stop any future squealing noises. Where the brake pads make contact with the piston, put a little bit of anti-seize on the piston. Just like that, and then paint the ears where they come in contact with the brake pads. Like that, and then go ahead and put your caliper on, like that. Top bolt in. You might have to rotate these pins to get things to line up. Now those were 13 millimeter. This one still because the bolt wants to spin it. There we go. Don't forget to take your hook down. Torqued. And torqued. These don't have to be excessively tight, but they do have to be snug. And again, the thread locker will make sure that if they're not tight enough, they won't come out. So, this side's all done. Let's go finish up the other side. And make sure to check your brake fluid level. You get a flashlight behind, it makes it a little easier to see where your level is. You can see where the level is there. Make sure that it's not over full. Make sure that it is where it's supposed to be. We're below the max and above the minimum, so we're good to go. And we also want to make sure that we have enough room in here for when we push the pistons the rest of the way in, which they already are, that we don't overflow this. So be mindful of your fluid levels before you start the brake job. Well, there's the codes that we got out of it. That last one I like. Please refer to manual. Storage for radio. But a couple of little minor electrical body things. That's it. Well, there you have it. A 2018 Wrangler Unlimited Sport, front brakes, rotors, and stock caliper bracket. If you guys liked that one, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell for upcoming videos, and most importantly, don't forget, you got no more excuses. Pick up those wrenches. Down inside this thing. This is going to be fun. Front brakes, rotors, stock caliper, and complete brake job.